Hi everyone, and welcome to this video giving a demonstration of the new version of LearnBook for anybody who's involved in the very initial testing phase of LearnBook. Welcome and thank you for joining. Today I want to show very quickly, if you haven't logged in yet or signed up, how you do that. And then once you're in, what you can do using your shelf and using the scrapbook to start putting content and using the content within LearnBook more than just opening the links and using them in your class. So what's the point of the shelf and what's the point of the scrapbook? And I hope you can get yourself in and using that by the end of this week, so we can talk about it in our upcoming meeting. So just to talk about how to log in first, just get into learnbook.fr. If you haven't already, click on login, sign up. If you haven't got an account, it'll open up with the sign up page. Put in your name, email, password, and name of your school essentially is the name that will come up at the top there where it says LearnBook. It will get replaced by the name of your school. So if mine's called Osborne Solutions, so that comes up at the top when I log in. If you've already got an account, you log in by clicking the login button there and log in. Or sorry, I called it LearnBook Test, my school, and that's my name. So I'm logged in. I can see I'm logged in because now it says log out at the bottom. So in your card library, when you're logged in, the card library is the things that we've put up for you to use. So we're going to be putting up more links all the time. We've started already this week. So say I particularly like this second conditional activity, and I want to use that with a learner. So obviously you can just click on the link and it opens in a separate window and you can use that activity with your learner, and that's fine. So you've got some content. If you want to give this as a preparation activity, a homework activity, if you want to make a note of it yourself so that you remember which link you actually want to use in an upcoming class and separate them out into different classes, for example, there's a button here with a pencil that will send the link to what we call the scrapbook. So scrapbook is just a text editor where you can keep your draft versions or final versions of activities that you want to do. You can add instructions, so just it automatically puts text next to the link. So please look at this link for next Monday. It'll automatically create a new scrapbook if you don't have one already, and you can choose if it's a draft scrap, we call that. So a piece of, like, imagine a piece of paper that you can convert later on into a preparation section of your lesson or part of the live session that you're going to run, or something you intend to give for homework. So let's just say homework, for example. So that brings us into the scrapbook. It's a text editor, a lot like Microsoft Word, where we can, and you can see at the top the scrapbook that I've just created and the homework part. It didn't put in the link because this is the very first version of LearnBook, and so it bugged and didn't work. So that makes me look a bit silly. Let's try it again. Don't need to do that. Pencil. Where's my scrapbook? Homework, paste. And it actually worked this time. Yay. So sometimes it works. If there are bugs like that, please let me know, because that'll help me to make LearnBook even better. So it puts in the title by default. It puts in the link preview with the title of the link and the text that you typed in, or you can type in your own text because it's a text editor. The following PDF for next Monday. So you can edit it, you can add text above. Hey everyone, here's the homework. And what you're trying to do, what we imagine that a teacher would do with this, the interest of this is to create worksheets. So imagining maybe in the future you want to take it further and say, please answer the following questions about the PDF, and you actually put in your own questions there, like what did he say first and what did he say next? And that you can send this to your learner in two different ways. So the email button up here is how we send work to a learner. We can either share a link to this activity to the learner, where it'll let the learner see this text editor with all the stuff you typed in, and they can add to it. So that's a bit like using a Google document where the learner can add things to it, and you need them to type in their name so that you know what they've added. It's a bit, for the moment, we haven't quite worked that theory out yet. So be interested to know, how would you do that if you asked your learner to answer these questions? Would it just be a one-on-one class? So they just answer the question below each line? Do they just do a new line and type, here's my answer to each? Or do they have to write their name, or, you know, do they have to do it in a certain color, which they can do by highlighting the text and clicking on the A button? That will give it a color, so we can give it red. So are you going to ask them to change the color, for example? You know, I don't know quite how I would do it yet. So this is just, you know, the very, very basic operation of it. Otherwise, if you just like the classic worksheet style, then you can also just download a PDF and send it to your learner. So it'll download this activity that you've just seen in the text editor as a PDF, and then you can just fire that in through an email to your learner. It takes a little second to make it, and then we'll get to have a look at it. We'll see it. My Chrome has just blocked it as a pop-up, so there's a bug potentially. You might see that it generates it, but then blocks it. So you got to click on that like icon up there, and always allow pop-ups from LearnBook, and then you can go and see the PDF. So just makes a, you know, it puts the name of the scrapbook, the type, and then it's interactive. So if you send it to your learners, they can't edit it anymore, but they can click there. You can see that it turns into a hand. So they can click the link to open the link and have a look at it. So that, you know, if you prefer the PDF way, then I would also be interested to know that. You say, you know, the PDF is more your thing. But that's the scrapbook. The scrapbook concept is an alternative to Google Docs that you can use to actually have your learners interact with things and keep them all in the same place around where you keep your links. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions about that. It obviously goes much further than what I've just described, but I would be interested to know what you think you could do with that, or if that seems like something you could use. And then the shelf is the last thing. My shelf is somewhere where you can put your own links. So normally this is where you put your first link, and that would be the first thing you see. I don't know why mine has another card next to it, so it's a bit weird. So that would be to type in a link that you find on the internet. So, you know, this one about web programming that I just happen to have open, I'll put that in here. So I take the link from that website that I want to show my learners for whatever reason, because I'm teaching coding, programming to somebody, paste it in there and click on the tick, and that will bring the image of that website in as well. So you should get an image with that website. So you can see there, it's got the image of the website. If you want, you can change it by hovering over and clicking on the picture icon, and then you can upload pictures from your computer, from a link from the internet if you have one, for the, you know, a better photo from the website, or your own Google Drive, or you can search around if you have a Flickr, you can have your own pictures from Flickr, but you might not know what that is. Just for those who have that as an image store, but I have a lot of images on Google Drive, for example. You can edit the description. You just click on it and then tick. So I can say part 1 and then tick. You can edit the description as well here, like that's the title and description. So this is a fun activity. It's for you, it's for your learner, it's for everybody, just to have a description of what that thing is. And then add some tags, because tags are the way that we keep everything organized. So one day, if you have hundreds of links that you've added in there, you can organize them by language tags. So things like, you know, what level it is. It's A1, A2 language level, what grammar point it deals with. So it could be adjectives. You know, you can add as many as you want. Content type is really important. I use that a lot. Like, you know, is this something I can do for pairs? Something I can do with large groups? Something I can do for a video conference or in a classroom? So, you know, sorry, they're not well organized, but have a look through and see if there's any, and you get used to them. You know, they're the same tags all the time, so you'll get used to which tags you know which ones you want to use or not. If you want to delete a link, it's just here, the bin. And if you want to use a link that you've done then in the scrapbook, so click the same button, the pencil, select the scrapbook that you want, and then fire that into the homework, for example. And you can add links, you can add extra links, so that's one link plus another link. Or you can just start a whole new part. So if this is actually the preparation part or a different class, then I could have put that into a different scrapbook. You can click here at the top of the scrapbook to see the scraps that you've already created. So I know I've only added a homework one so far. I could add another one and actually create just by clicking on the thing that I want to add. So preparation, and click on add. That'll add that into the same scrapbook. So a new scrap that's blank. So then I can add links into that. If I want to take it quickly from my card library, I can just, from my shelf, sorry, I can just type in the name. So it was W3, wasn't it? No, obviously not. Fun activity. Where is it? CSS, it was CSS introduction. So I can find it just by using some keywords, and then I can click on the pencil to add that in. And then that adds in with there was no image in that one, but I can put it in from the search bar at the top as well, directly into the scraps. So whichever way you feel like you want to do it. And that's pretty much it. Oh, you can also upload files into the scrapbook too. If you want to take things from, you click on that upload button, you can take things from your computer. So either your computer files or take a photo of yourself, take a video of yourself. Hello, I'm in my garage. Um, get stuff from Facebook. You can take photos, videos from Facebook that you've stored on your Facebook account. Take stuff from your Google Drive you've stored on your Google account, stuff from your photos, stuff from your Dropbox account, stuff from your OneDrive account. Wherever you've got files, this system can interface with it and can pull the files in and store them locally in LearnBook, so that you have access to them then in this list here. And in the future, we'll do a way that you can put those into cards. So when you upload a file, you can make a card out of it. Just haven't made it yet. Oh no, I have made it. Talking nonsense. Look, if I go into my shelf, what am I even talking about? Hold on a second. This is a great tutorial. I feel like I'm doing a tutorial for myself at the same time. Up. So go into your shelf, you get that card, you can add stuff. Here you can actually upload a file, so you can do what I just said. Take a file from your computer or from your Google Drive, upload it into a card. So just, I don't know, I'll take an example just to show you quickly. Don't want this to be too long. I always make these things too long. Take a photo. You can crop and change, rotate the photos if you want to as well. It's quite cool. So you can change the size. If it's too big, you can change the size, make it smaller, which is quite fun. And then add that in. So that puts that file in, click the tick, and then that card becomes the file. So that, if I type in, this is a nice picture, and go have a look. That's the description, etc. And you put in your tags. When I click on that, it's going to take me to the picture that I just uploaded. So now that's stored locally, but I could also tag it with things. So if you have, it's more for like PDFs, stuff like that. If you have a really nice PDF activity that you have on your computer, a Word document, whatever it is, upload it in there, and then add the description that you want and the tags. Just means that you have it all organized, and it's organized by language related tags, so you can find it more easily, and you can very quickly paste it into a lesson or just open it in a lesson so people can see it. So that's the idea of the shelf, is that you'll end up with a big, whole shelf full of stuff that you've got from the internet, from your own computer, and that you've organized it the way you want to organize it, plus the card library of stuff that we put in. So I hope that was as clear as I can be, which is not that clear sometimes. So let me know by email if you have any questions, and good luck. And I really hope to see you on Friday to talk to you more about this. Thanks.